Hello, everyone. It's your boy, That Garrett Guy, and today I am joined by the insanely talented and all around awesome Rilee Kennedy.
Hello, hello.
Rilee, for those who don't know, tell us a little about yourself and what you do.
Oh gosh. I'm a Tuscaloosa, Northport-based filmmaker. I went to UA. Primarily, we work on. We've kind of been going through kind of a horror thriller kind of thing, which is what we've been doing a lot recently. We do shorts where you're working on feature scripts, that kind of stuff too. Trying to think. What else? What else do you want to know? I don't know what else to say, really. I've been doing this forever, I think. I think the first things that I ever started shooting were like on how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay. Um, you know what you remember the Razor? Was that before your time? Do you know what a Razor phone was?
A Razor phone. I vague
Okay,
memories?
that's hilarious. I feel old. Okay, so but it's like a flip phone, and that was like my first phone with a camera, and that was like the first thing we ever did was it was me and Matthew, who we still do everything together now, and we would just run around shooting short little videos on that before there was ever like TikTok or Vine or anything. That's what we had. And I've just
Dang.
been doing it ever since, really.
Dang, yeah, I used to, what is it? I think like when I was like 12, I would make like webcam videos. Like I tried to do stuff via webcam.
Hmm.
And it's still up actually. Like you can, if you Google my name, you look up my like full name, you'll find it.
Yeah, that's the thing about like my YouTube is like there are videos from God knows how long ago on there, and it's just a weird time capsule of what we were capable of back then.
Well, okay. Well, your new short film, After Prey, has been making waves. Tell us about it. I mean, I've saw that it's got up there. Like it's got pretty good like views and engagement, and like I see the average short film get.
Hmm. Yeah, so After Prey, that's our latest short film. It had a good festival run that we did. I think that's probably the key to it, really, is with to how I think YouTube works in a lot of ways. It's, your titles and your thumbnail and everything like that. So that's always a really good thing to invest time in to get views, is what I think. But After Prey, it was something, it has a weird kind of origin in a way. So it started off as something else completely that we had shot. And we had shot it, oh God, 3 years ago now. And it was right before I was about to move to Washington for a few months. And we shot it like 3 days right before I left. And I just felt I did not do a very good job during that production, just directing and everything. I just didn't feel like it was my best work. So we decided that we were going to basically redo it, but the story changed drastically. So in After Prey, you have, Ryan, who we find him at the beginning. He just seems, he's just like a normal guy. And then he takes in this strange woman who seems to be the victim of a crime. And the rest of the short is kind of the perspectives and who do you believe about the relationship, and kind of it all hinges on a moment that kind of twists the story in one way. But originally that story was not like that at all, really. The original genesis of that kind of guy in a bear mask kind of story was it was a young sister who had been killed, and the girl character who was still Veronica goes and breaks into his house, and then she gets captured by the bear character, who then wants her to kill him. But it didn't. I don't know. It wasn't challenging in a way that I thought it was necessary for that kind of story. So we just completely redid it, and I just didn't like. Just there were story aspects about it that like her character just didn't feel like she had a lot of control over what was happening, and I just didn't like that. So I just completely changed it, which I suggest not doing, by the way. If you're going to do something, I would just finish it. Save yourself lots of money.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, there's ideas like that where it's like, you just get so far into it, and at some point you just
Hmm.
lose passion.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I think that's like a lot of like bad films you see. It's like at some point someone who made this really had passion, but one way or another he
Then they
just
gave
lost
up.
it.
Yeah.
How did you come up for the idea of like After Pray? Like, what inspired this story?
So, oh God. Um, I think really like the new like After Prey, the final version of After Prey that we saw, it was more about I've all I'm a huge fan of slashers. Like Scream is one of my favorite movies, and Halloween, the original Halloween, and stuff like that. But movies they end, and then they always end with you survive the killer or whatever. And I wanted to explore what would happen after that in a way, and there, and just real life, like there. God, I can't remember the exact case, but I think it's in Colorado. I may not, maybe, or is it Idaho or somewhere like that, where this guy had walked in to this house. He was like their TA or something, not TA, but like a grad student or something. And he had killed all these college students, but one of them had survived, and she had like seen him leaving, and then he got arrested when he went back home. And that was also kind of inspired, like the beginning where she's like watching him out through the door. And I just wanted to try and take kind of the slasher and kind of flip it in a way that like the victim becomes the hunter. And another thing I wanted to just play with, especially with the Ryan character that Nick Davis plays, was he seems like a nice type of guy, and he seems like I feel like someone that we see a lot now in modern times is like guys who are like overly nice, but then they usually have there's something wrong with them in a way
Fake nice
that
guy syndrome.
100%, yeah. That was honestly, that After Prey as a title, that was something I really struggled with. Like there were numerous titles that it almost and Nice Guy was a title that was on it for quite a bit, but then I eventually landed on After Prey because I felt like if I put Nice Guy on it, it might kind of give away the twist that was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, After Pray works a lot better. I
Yeah.
uh walk me through the production process. Like what was writing, casting, location
Oh yeah.
scouting,
Okay.
filming, editing? What was that journey like?
So writing wise, I'm a kind of a slow writer even on shorts because I'm kind of writing is kind of what I do mostly. Like I'm trying to shoot more stuff more frequently now, especially after Afterpay and how successful it was. That's kind of a goal of mine is to create actually like film more. But writing is what I do mostly. So I'm kind of an obsessive writer. Like I'm obsessed with like every single word that you see on the page and how people I think, it's important like the presentation of a script as much as what's in the script. And you try to cut through as little wordage as possible. So you want to be concise with it. And that was kind of what I was obsessed with writing After Prey. So the writing it I feel like the script of After Prey, as opposed to what ended up on screen, it's pretty much the same. Now, originally, at the end of After Prey, there's that standoff on the stairs. But originally, it was like a physical confrontation where like he like attacked her. But I didn't feel like that matched the rest of the tone of the movie, so we changed that. Um, I feel like I wrote couple. There were maybe a couple of drafts of After Prey, but it was just I knew from a vision wise just what I wanted. And that was another big part of After Prey is the planning. So you want success with anything, any type of project really. I think planning is the key. So we spent a lot of time, storyboarding, shot listing, all that kind of stuff. Um, we took I very early on decided that Lindsay Folks she was gonna shoot it and produce it. And so she brought in most of the crew were younger UA people who were there, after several years after I left, so I didn't know most of them. She brought in, Clay Pittman, Ben, Zoe, all those guys. And I mean, we couldn't have done it without those people. Like it was so nice just having people there who can do stuff. Um, and if like me, for vast majority of the time coming up, you do a lot of stuff by yourself. And when you have hands that can actually help you out, that's such a bonus. If you can afford it. And that's another thing is money. So, I mean, it may not look like a lot, but there's so much time and money spent on, lighting, it's crazy, especially on just a short and after pray that's in a house. It's so difficult lighting a house. You wouldn't think that, but it's very tricky. So location scouting wise, this is the you want to save money, shoot it in your own house, which we did. The house that shot that's after pray, that's my house. It's where I live.
Hmm.
So just use what you have. That's one of my key mantras. Filming wise, we shot After Prey. It was 4 nights in a row. Now, 4 nights in a row pose a lot of issues. We had, like Ben, he was on the first 2 days, and then he wasn't on the last 2 days. We had Zoe come in and help us there. Um, Filming, how we tried to do it was shoot sections of the house. So we didn't want to be shooting, let's say, the living room, and then we have to go shoot the dining room, and then we come back to the living room. So we would our schedule was zones basically, where we would shoot upstairs, the stairs, and then like downstairs areas. And it was all nights too. So that was another pain, especially in May, because we shot it early May, which was when, I mean, the sun didn't start going down. I think it was like 8 o'clock, and we would come up with shots. Like Clay was a fantastic assistant director, and he would always have us something that we could be shooting in case it wasn't dark enough, if that makes any sense. Um, we didn't really have any problems filming. It went extremely smoothly. Veronica she's fantastic in it, and she's always great. She was in the original thing that we did, so I mean, automatically we were going to bring her back. Nick Davis, I did not know Nick at all before After Prey. He was recommended to us by Veronica, and then he auditioned for it, and he was great, so we brought him in. Kyron, who plays, the bear character, he was the original bear, and then we wanted to bring him back as well. I'm trying to think if there were any filming. I mean, the most annoying, I think, thing about the filming was, the dinner scene where they're eating food. I mean, people probably don't think about this, but food is a consistent issue if you want to think about continuity. I feel like Nick, he probably ate a ton of spaghetti that night that we shot that scene, which is, an odd thing to think about, but there are several, when you do several takes, he has to do it over and over and over again, wide close ups. That was probably the most annoying thing that I think we had to deal with. Um,
Yeah, I've seen like these videos. It's like they go through the film and they'll be like eating toast and then they're eating waffles and they're eating toast again. Like
mhm.
like shot reverse shot. It's like a different food each time because like
Yeah.
the constant they just did not pay attention.
Hmm. Yeah, continuity is a big issue, and that was something that we always had to keep up with. And like I said, the more crew you have, the easier things are that can keep up with that kind of stuff. Post was super fast on After Prey for me, because I was trying to get it done by a certain point to make festival deadlines. So I had a rough cut of After Prey probably maybe 3 weeks after, which is insane because I had to, do the color grading and all that kind of stuff and then edit it as well. The final cut of After Prey though I think it's a lot better than that first rough cut that we had that we submitted to things. The Something that I really enjoy working on is like the sound design. Sound to me is something that I think a lot of people ignore and just don't pay attention to. Um, but I think it can add a lot, especially in like a thriller kind of film. that was something that I had to work on a lot of in our last short Omega because there was a lot of sound that had to be done in that. And just from here, it's just something that I really enjoy playing around with. It's just sound and how it can affect scenes and like the audience and how it can draw things out. Sound and music, I don't think are used enough in short films from the things that I've seen in this past festival circuit we've gone around in.
Yeah.
That's
It
a lot of
must.
rambling. I don't know if any of it
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Uh, what would you say is the most rewarding part of filmmaking?
oh, I think just God, that can be tough because there are multiple. I always, it's always nice to to finally see what you make, but there are always things that you want to change, like that you wish you could do differently. So I think I probably my favorite part of filmmaking is just like working on it. I hate like, I don't hate it, but I find like I enjoy editing and post all that, but I find it can be tedious just having to go through all the coverages and everything. But I really love like just being on the set and like I guess like the camaraderie that you can build up between people while you're making something. Because like After Prey is from watching it, it may not look like it was a fun thing to do, but it was a lot of fun to make. Especially, you go on late nights with a bunch of people and we're all trying to stay awake and keep ourselves like entertained. And
Yeah,
I think that's probably the most rewarding bit of it, really.
yeah. Yeah, sets they can either be like they're either really stressful or like a lot of fun. And
Hmm.
either way, you're gonna remember you're gonna look back on it fondly though. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, you will look back on it fondly if the product turns out well.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. Aside from After Prey, what are some other projects you have worked on, or you have any other like new projects coming out?
I mean, I'll just talk about like future things because that's the more interesting stance, I think. I'm writing two different short films right now that I'm hoping to do pretty fast. One of them will be easier to do than the other, so we'll probably shoot that one first, I would guess. Um, those are the two new short films we're gonna do. One is called If a Tree Falls, and then the other one is Scratched Out. Scratched Out is more of a horror kind of thing, and If a Tree Falls is more of a God, I don't even know how to describe it. Introspective sci-fi, I guess you could say. I have a feature script that's a sequel to something we did 10 years ago, um, called Love Me Dead that I've always wanted to make. I like last year we worked on me and Matthew Bly worked on a script for it that I would love to shoot. It's just the logistics of doing a feature are much tougher than a short, so we're always trying to figure out how to do that film. I've got four other feature ideas that I need to write that I'm in the mix of kind of planning those out. I'm always busy writing. That's probably the main thing I've got going on is writing right now. Making something to shoot, really.
Nice, nice. I don't know why, but I live near like the most like like there's a million ambulances going off.
I can't hear him at all. You're good.
uh, I just turned my fridge off a second ago. I forgot I had it on. Man, hopefully I can get that out. Okay. Final question, and this is the most important question, so prepare yourself, okay?
All right. Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Now, who is the ultimate hedgehog? Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, or Amy Rose?
All right. So a month ago, I would be useless on this question, but I have a 3-year old who is obsessed with Sonic nowadays. So, I mean, it depends. I mean, the franchise is named after Sonic. Um, Tails is more of a fox, though, really. So I don't know if he counts.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. My daughter, she's convinced Tails is a girl because of its voice. So that's kind of the universe I live in with Tails. So if I ever refer to Tails as a girl, that's why. Um, I love Knuckles. Knuckles is probably my favorite. He's got speed, he's got strength, but Shadow, I mean, we just went and saw Sonic 3 the other day, and Shadow can do everything. He can teleport, he's fast, he can fight. So probably Shadow. I'm not familiar with Amy Rose. Spoiler alert.
That's the
I
pig
know she,
girl.
yeah, she was,
She's not in the films, but yeah, she
yeah,
exists.
she was in the after credits of the third one. So that's as far as I know about her. So I don't know too much about her, but she
You
looks
didn't
like an
watch?
interesting character.
Did you ever watch the Jalil White cartoons?
Mm-mm, no,
Oh,
no.
yeah. Well, uh, well, the correct answer, of course, is Sonichu.
Sonic. Okay, I don't know who that is. Who's that?
That is a rabbit hole that would take hours and
Sonic.
hours to explain.
I'll look it up.
Don't do
Oh,
not look
okay.
it up. Do not
Okay.
put any words remotely related to that into the Google browser.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what, Riley, this was a great interview. I'll link After Prey in the description of this when I upload it.
All right.
Uh,
Cool.
Most definitely, definitely everyone watching, check out After Prey. It's a great film. Check out all of Riley's other films as well. They're also pretty amazing. Want to shout any of those?
Omega. That was probably the one. That was the one we did right before After Prey. That was probably the one I'm most proud of besides After Prey.
All right. Check out Omega. All right. Thank you, Riley. You have a good day.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
All right.